We have worship.
Praise and worship. Hallelujah. Blow you like that.
I'm out.
Benny Tango.
I don't know if that was a spirit or not, but I did fall out.
Good evening, guys. I think we're recording.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
I'm Erica.
I'm Cortland.
And this is
Pastor.
Evening, guys. We just want to say thanks for joining us last night, and tonight we're going to come with another episode. Last week we talked about, or Pastor introduced the idea of us transcending the religious status quo, and we talked about why we were doing that. And tonight we're going to just talk a little bit about what does that look like, so to speak. We were actually having a discussion earlier. Cortland was just sharing about Jesus before his ministry started. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that.
Sure. Well, I was saying that Jesus was unconventional, meaning that he wasn't with the norms. And before he got on the scene, there were religious institutions that had something in order. But when Jesus got there, he was just like, nah, but in life, we don't have church programs. Jesus didn't have church programs at his church, And it's different now because of the lack of glory that was in the church back then, over the years and thousands of years and centuries. And we've separated ourselves from the glory. And right now in our church, we lack glory.
You mentioned something about Jesus, like, not conforming to what was already there. Why do you think he didn't conform, or why do you think he just chose to do his well, really he didn't do his own thing, but why?
He was doing what God told him to do.
Okay, so gotcha. So in him doing what God told him to do, then glory was there.
Present.
I think you just hit on a whole lot right there. Jesus said that he came to be about his Father's business. Mm-hmm. And in doing so, he didn't come to excite anybody. He came to do his Father's business. And what he did at that point as a little boy, he gave us his why. Why am I here? And that's what we said God had done for us the other night. He had said, why, Kirk, this is why abundant life is to exist, which is to offer ministry that transcends the status quo. That makes sense?
That makes sense.
And so Jesus gave his why, and now we're about to give our why, which changes the traditional way of thinking from what to how to why, which is from the outside in to why, how, and then what.
So then with the why, now what Cortland just said about glory, first of all, what is glory? Like, can we talk about what that is?
Well, glory is, and there are a couple of different definitions of glory, but in this instance, when we talk about glory, we're saying that God's presence and his power and his love intervenes in the affairs of men. So when God's presence comes in, and let's say there's lack in an area, when the presence of God is there, then nothing's lacking. And we like to say nothing's lacking, and nothing's missing, and nothing's broken. That's when glory comes into, or the presence of God comes into the affairs of men, and then at that point we call that glory.
So then is it fair to say that if we don't see those things, either in churches or in our lives, that means there is an absence of glory?
In my opinion, from what I've seen, because we have catered to the religious status quo, religious exercise, singing songs, all of those things, and haven't tapped into what is our purpose, why do we exist, and how we're going to exist. I believe that when we know why we exist, and we fit the pattern that God has given us, glory just begins to emanate out of that. So if we're not doing that, then there's a possibility that there's no glory. Okay. We're not seeing people be healed.
You're preaching, Rev.
Or delivered.
Preaching that thing.
Am I?
Wish I had an offering, but
oh no!
Ain't Friday. Ooh.
Nobody fell out, but I did at the end.
They playing, Rev.
They're playing.
All right.
No, awesome. I think that's great, and I think honestly that leads into our next segment. For our next video that we'll have up for them tomorrow.
Yes, we'll start talking about Not just the why, but how we're going to exist. Not what we're going to do, but how we're going to exist. Okay.
Awesome.
I look forward to
Announcements?
seeing you guys. No announcements?
Sorry, I was singing. Same as last week, except it's not National Ice Cream Day. You didn't come to church Wednesday.
Oh, the devil is a lie. I know.
Ice cream.
You don't give us ice cream and put it back. You got to keep it going.
No.
I did come to church.
That's not where we're transcending. That it just,
No glory.
Good night.
No glory.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Night.